Um, Hi, everyone. I wanted to welcome everybody here to the Lclxchange webinar on technology and consolidation. The team here, we wanted to thank you all for taking the time to join us. And more importantly, we're very excited to provide some information about how the LCL portal can help you expand your less than container loading business. I got a couple screens here, so I'm gonna pause my video, but you'll be able to hear me fine. Feel free to ask questions. Either myself or Nehal will address them either on the webinar or in the Q&A section. So please don't be shy. With that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and get started on this. I have about an hour worth of material here. If we do not get to any of your questions or you have further questions post the webinar, feel free to reach out to us. We would love to work with you and get you set up so that you can start generating more LCL business. Okay, with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and pause my video and then I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. So, all right. So for today's webinar, I'll discuss with everybody here how a shipper, and I'll get into the definitions of what we call a shipper and a carrier, can use the Lclxchange portal to enter shipping rate requests and get quotes from our network of freight forwarders. Additionally, shippers can compare these rates and select the one that best meets their needs. I'm also going to discuss how carriers can use the Lclxchange portal and select their services such as air, ocean, trucking, warehousing to respond to shippers' requests as they come in. And then finally, I'm going to discuss a little bit about how you can integrate your existing system into the Lclxchange to provide an automation capability to really enable and accelerate responses to not only shipping requests as they come in, but also for shippers as you have your clients making requests. So before I begin, I wanted to, I wanted to introduce the team here. So our CEO and founder is John Carrington. He's really the idea guy behind this whole thing. He has decades of experience as a freight forwarder. He's been a carrier, he's a shipper, and he also, is a direct client. Myself, I'm a CTO. For those that are interested, I'm a computer scientist and I'm also a systems engineer. I've designed this thing to really facilitate this freight forwarding capabilities. And, I'm really passionate about computer science. So any of your own ideas or whatever, I'm very much interested in improving the product so that you can have a much more efficient effort. And then finally, I have Nehal Kabia. She's our market development officer. I'm sure that some of you have spoken to her already, but she's has 15 years of experience in the IT industry, and she's been a program manager. She's done human resources, and she's marketing the Lclxchange for us right now. And she also helps us get a better product. So reach out to her too if there's any new features or you have any challenges, and we'll gladly help you figure that out. Okay. So we thought we would start with some of the problems that are facing the industry. And first and foremost, everybody knows that this is really challenging. It's competitive, and being able to respond to everybody's requests is difficult. Also, there's a number of customer service challenges, as you know, understanding, tracking, putting information in there, duplication, things like that. Those are really big challenges in this industry. And also, technology is really, as you know, everybody's got phones and things like that. Really keeping up with technology and integrating this technology in your supply chain is really key to surviving in this competitive industry. And then finally, how can we improve our business processes? Those are really can be costly and challenging without the right assistance. So this next chart here, sorry about this, I don't know what's going on here. So this next chart here is really showing everybody the overall market summary of the potential here. So as everybody know, previous to COVID-19, but really once we get a vaccine, we think that this is going to get back on track. In 2015, the market for freight forwarding was about 55 billion tons of freight. And that equaled about $8 trillion worth of freight. And then in 2024, we're expecting this to almost double. So, that's going to go to around 92 billion tons of freight, and then a $15.5 trillion opportunity of that freight. So this is going to create a lot of global challenges for our freight forwarding industry. So it just gives you an idea of where we're heading and the opportunities for everybody here to grow their business. So how can technology help everybody? Well, the internet has really reshaped our ability to access information on a 24-hour basis. And with that, a solution that can help everybody generate more sales leads and get their rates to their customers quickly and efficiently is also really important. As well as having an online presence, helping you to develop that business is also extremely important. So in addition to what we're doing today, which is emailing and calling forwarders and shippers, and the shippers are using the internet to research prices and compare companies and get customer reviews and all of those other things that go with it, some sort of online presence is necessary. Some technology that could be developed would be really important to help everybody facilitate these transactions. Also, one key thing that we thought was super important here is, as you're getting online as fast as possible is super important. And most people use the internet first. And getting it set up and running as fast as possible is really key to everybody's success here. It's a lot cheaper and more efficient to have an online business than to have a physical location. The costs are on extreme, and when you have an online business, you can really control how much in-house resources you need versus then paying a huge staff a salary and maybe not having as much business as you expected. So an online business can really help everybody here manage their resources internally. And also, it gives us an opportunity to collect data on what's being done and tailor our business and react to our customers' needs much faster than what we're traditionally doing. So that's that in general. So then what are we proposing? So we've been developing this solution called the Lclxchange. And we noticed that there's really a market need to be really focused on the less than container or less than truckload marketplace. Most of our competitors are focused on full container loads, but like I said, we really identified a real need for the less than container load experience. And as most folks here or everybody knows here, if I can fill that last little bit of that container, that's where I make most of my profit. So that is also the most challenging part of this to fill. So that's where we wanted the Lclxchange.com to come in. And we really are hyper-focused on marketing the Lclxchange in this sort of niche market. And, we're really here to help everybody fill that last little bit of your containers so that we can, generate more profit for everybody. And as I said, this is a tool for the ocean freight, air freight, and trucking. And then we also do get warehousing and distribution requests. So, the information is similar, so we added that capability as well. So we've got some sorry, I don't know why this thing is jumping around. So what exactly is the LCL Exchange? We are a near real-time container and freight quote portal, and we use reputable freight forwarders through our online portal. And this whole portal is, like I said, a 24/7 shipping rate request, and essentially it's a sales lead portal for everybody. We provide as shippers a one-stop place to request rates and get them timely responses. And we also allow them the ability to compare rates from multiple freight forwarders all in one spot versus the way we're doing it today, which is email and calling, WhatsApp or whatever. So essentially what we're offering carriers is we're bringing them sales leads, shippers and these forwarders want their business. So we're looking for them to give them their best rates for their needs. So one really important thing that I wanted to point out is, we are not a freight forwarder. We are not, we just are sort of the middleman, the middleware freight mechanism to connect shippers with freight forwarders. So, I'll get into, what a shipper is right now. And we, on our website, we sort of have two types of users. One is called a shipper, and the other one is called a carrier. And a shipper is a co-loader. And this is somebody or a company who is responsible for transferring cargo from one freight forwarder to another or a consolidator. A shipper on our website is also an import-exporter. And those are those folks that are intermediaries between local manufacturers and overseas or OCONUS type buyers. And also a shipper can be a direct client. So these manufacturers that can ship directly to customers. So, companies that have their own logistics departments. And then on our site, a carrier is defined as a freight forwarder, essentially, an MVOCC. These are the folks that organize shipments for individuals or businesses to get those manufactured goods to market or distribution. And also, a carrier on our website is a consolidator. So I wanted to go through quickly how the LCL Exchange works to kind of hopefully show you how straightforward and simple it is. Essentially, we begin with a shipper finding our website or getting the information they need from a third party. And they fill out an online form either through our online web portal or through our automation capability, which I'll get into in a minute. And then once that form comes in, we go ahead and the LCL Exchange automatically notifies all the carriers that are interested in those services and those locations, and I'll talk about that here briefly, and then allows them to offer their best rates for that cargo. So, hey, I want to ship your cargo for $1,000 or $2,000 from the origin to destination. Then the LCL Exchange lets the shipper know, hey, you have a number of offers from freight forwarders that are interested in your business. And we give them a one-stop shop for them to compare and contrast each one of those carriers that have responded to the shipper's original request. And then if the shipper likes one of the rates, what they do is they select, hey, I would like to have company C or company B be the carrier of my choice. And then we notify the carrier and we let them know, hey, congratulations, you've been selected by this shipper. And at that point, we exchange the shipper information with the carrier. And then we ask the carrier to complete an online booking form. And then you're free to contact the shipper directly. Once that online booking form is completed, both the carrier and the shipper receive that booking, as well as has the ability to come onto our portal and view it at any time. And then once that booking and that transaction has been complete, we're looking for the shipper and the carrier to work just like you do today. The LCL Exchange is really no longer needed in this process. And then you go ahead and work with the shipper directly to get the freight transported to the destination. So it's very simple. We're just here to provide our shippers an opportunity to evaluate a number of companies' rates, and our carriers an opportunity to bid or give estimates on their services and generate more business for everybody. So one of the questions we've got is, how do we build trade lanes? So the LCL Exchange has a number of capabilities in it that allows you to select the types of services you want. If you only want to do ocean freight, you can. If you're focused on air freight, you can go ahead and select that. If you're a trucking company and all you want is trucking type rate requests, you can go ahead and select that, and same with the warehousing. So that gives you a lot of flexibility to select the types of services you want to offer shippers as the rates are coming in, so you're not getting ocean freight if you don't do ocean freight, for example. Additionally, we provide a filtering mechanism that allows you to expand your global market as you need to. So if you're a trucking company, for example, and you're in India, you do not want trucking, you may not want trucking quote requests from America. So you can just say, just give me any rate request that comes from India, for example. So we have a very flexible filtering mechanism that allows each one of our carriers to select the types of services and the global locations that they want to provide services for. So that should help you filter out those things that you want. And then as you grow, if you didn't want to, if you grew your market outside of India, for example, you could select more destinations, and then you could get more offerings and decide if those are the ones that will work for you. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is how we do our automation. Because we are an online web portal, we have the ability to provide an infrastructure that allows your existing system, whether it's a complex infrastructure tool, or if you're a smaller company and you use Microsoft Excel, we can easily connect to your existing system through our Lclxchange cloud, and we will happily help everybody do that. And then this can just basically, depending on your comfort level, as rates are coming in, the carrier can respond immediately. This is, think of it as a real-time option. Or if you wanted to have a human in the middle and kind of evaluate each one of those, you can use our portal, or we can tailor the service that would be connecting to our service to allow the human in the middle. So we have full flexibility to provide automated rate requests from our shippers. So if you're a big company and you're a direct client and you just want to integrate with our system and just give me rates, and on the opposite end, carriers just give me rates, there can be no human in the loop if we want, or we can tailor that as your comfort level needs. So I don't want to go into that too detailed because it is very technical, but if you're very interested in that, and we are hoping that there's some folks here on the phone or on the webinar that are interested in this, we would love to have you integrate your system with this. It is free of charge to integrate. We will help you do it. We're interested in connecting your system to our system so that we can provide a very responsive services. So how can our technology help shippers? So because we're an online portal, like I said, you have access to our site 24/7. So you can be getting requests at 2 a.m. in the morning and come in and, and then respond to them. So you're going to have a global marketplace. It's online. It's anytime, anywhere. We do the marketing. You get the sales leads. Pretty straightforward, pretty easily. We are safe and secure. So we don't hold any information that's not encrypted, that's sensitive, right? So there's no payment information in our system. We use PayPal for that. Our website is SSL. We have virus scanners on our system. We require authentication for every transaction. It's a very secure system. Nothing is 100%, but it is as secure as you can be. And also we are constantly looking for ways for hackers, if you will, to jump in and see if they can create any damage. So we're constantly improving the site on the back end to make sure that it's secure. We are growing, and I'm going to show you some of our locations that we have here. So the bigger the more folks that we have on here, the more competitive we can be, and the more money everybody can make. So it might be a little bit scary that you're competing against each other, but that's really going to drive more and more business as we grow our network. So we would encourage everybody to participate, and as this network gets bigger, there's going to be more opportunities for everybody. Also, we record everything, and we keep an electronic record of the shipments, of the transactions that are being done here. So you can go in and take a look at those anytime you want. And then also we are constantly looking for innovative ways to help our carriers generate more revenue. And we're also looking for ways for each one of these, both shippers and carriers, to save money and reduce overall inefficiencies in their business. So we're offering a whole bunch of things, and I'll kind of go over a couple of those here in the short term, but we're very much interested in any ideas that everybody else has as they start using the system. And carriers, how can this technology help you? Same thing, we're global 24/7. You can respond to requests anywhere because of this, on your mobile device, on your, at your work, at your home. COVID-19 is really showing everybody, at least here in America, that you got to work from home. And these kind of technologies can really keep things moving in the right direction, really anywhere at any time. Also, we're very affordable. We don't have much of a cost. We don't charge much here. It is absolutely free for the shipper to submit rate requests, and absolutely free for a carrier to respond to a rate request. The only thing there is if when the carrier is selected by a shipper, we do charge a very small fee just to help us keep the lights on here. But we are very affordable, and it's very it helps keep your setup costs really low. Also, we provide, as I just showed you, we're scalable. So depending on what your business needs are, you can go full on, I want every request in the entire world that is coming in, or if you're just focused in a small area, or you wanted to do what we call micro consolidations, where you're both a shipper and a carrier, we can totally accommodate both of those. Again, we're fully automated, as I mentioned before. We have, the ability to integrate with your existing system. If your rates are in Microsoft Excel or in a database, we can totally accommodate all that. So there's really not much you need to do there. Just work with us to get you started, and all that can be completely automated. So you can generate more sales leads and whatever without a really human in the loop. Again, we keep our record keeping, of everything that's going on here. So you can come back in and take a look at what happened last month, how much business you're doing, things like that. And then finally, like I mentioned earlier, we're yet another free marketing tool for you as a carrier. We're going to send you those sales leads. You don't have to spend, money on sales folks or marketing or whatever. It costs you very little to be on our site, and you're only paying for those shippers who select you. So really, you don't have anything to lose by being on the LCL Exchange. So a couple of things that I wanted to touch on that we have coming up next that we're very excited about is, in the next 2 to 3 weeks, we're going to be rolling out some enhanced consolidation kind of capabilities, and really our networking group. So this networking group thing I'm pretty excited about. This will allow you to create sort of your own network of shippers and consolidators, and the ability to offer each other special rates if you choose. So as these rate requests are coming in, you'll be able to say, hey, that person is in my network. I'm going to give it to them for $2 per CBM cheaper than I would for somebody outside of my network. So that can really help you grow your your network. In addition to that, we're going to have the ability to create, you'll have like a network page, and you'll be able to post information that would be pertinent to you or your network that you feel that those folks are needs. Kind of like what Facebook is doing on your homepage, where you can see timelines and stuff. Very similar to that. We just, we're asking that it be focused on, the logistics industry, the global supply chain. Also, later this year, we have a mobile app in development. So you'll be able to get this information on a mobile app. You already can, but you're not going to get those notifications. But we're coming out with a mobile app later this year, as well as we have gotten some requests for full container loads. So we're going to be adding that as well. And then early next year, we're in the middle of developing real-time shipment tracking, where you can put in your booking number or container number for freight forwarding or for carrier lines, and figure out where your shipment is along the way. All of these things are totally free for everybody to use. And then finally, more like Q3, late Q2 of 2021, we're looking at offering factoring for our carriers. So we're really excited about that. If you're interested in having factoring done on your shipments, let us know. If you don't know what that is, it's basically where we, the Lclxchange, will upfront the cost for the shipment, and then we'll work with the carrier or the shipper to get the funds. So we're pretty excited about that. So before I get into a quick overview of the portal, I just wanted to kind of give you an overview of where our partners are today. If you're interested in who these companies are, feel free to reach out to us. We can provide them. But basically, you can see we are starting to grow pretty well. There's a lot of these countries here that have more than one carrier already registered on our site. And if you haven't registered on our site already, we would love to have you join us. So as this global network grows, everybody's business should grow too. Okay, so that concludes the introductory part of the webinar. And let's see. I'm going to give a real quick overview of the Lclxchange functionality, and then have a couple short videos to show everybody kind of how easy it is for them to use the website. And then we can either feel free to ask any questions. There's a Q&A button there. We'll try to tackle that as they come in, and then hopefully we can show you how you can integrate this portal into your daily business with very little overhead. Okay, so this section, I'm going to show you a few screenshots to give you an idea of the types of information we collect. As you can see on this side, we have our rate request form, and this is all the critical information that's necessary to allow our carriers enough information, we're hoping, to understand what the estimate they should provide is. So it's pretty straightforward. We have a number of customizable fields in here. Some shippers may want to have an inches and whatever. We do all the conversions for them. We try to make it as straightforward and easy as possible. And also, I don't have a screenshot here, but the screen right after this is the Incoterms. So, we're fully fledged, trying to give the carrier as much information as possible to make the best estimate possible to the shipper. So once they submit that rate request, we go ahead and we start notifying our carriers, and they get an email, and they also get notified in the website. And then when the mobile app comes out, they'll be notified on the mobile app immediately that there's a rate request. So pretty straightforward. It has enough details about what the shipment is, and hopefully our carriers are enticed enough to make a really good offer, and then the shipper will select them. This is just a quick thing. I'll go into each one of these dashboards here in just a moment, but I wanted to touch on, we have a very robust communication capability on our website called the LCL Connect. and you can chat with each other, which is much better than calling. It shows when folks are online. You can accept, decline, chat requests. If you just need a quick answer, it's just easier to type it in the chat window, kind of thing. Additionally, you can email folks, and then basically what we do is we facilitate an email through our system so that you don't have to manage those contacts. Our system is managing these contacts for you. You just have to go, this is that company, I need to talk to them, and you're off and running to the races. So this gives you an idea of what our shipper dashboard looks like. On the top left-hand side, you can see that there's our rate request summary, which ones are available or which ones you've made for a quote. We have a bottom part that has, hey, some tasks that need to be give attention to. And on the right-hand side, as you saw earlier, your connections. Also, you can check your email messages here to see if there's anything new coming in. So when you submit a request, you have on the top right-hand side, you can look at the rate request, so there's a button on the dashboard that allows you to go there. And this shows you kind of like everything from a shipper's point of view that you need to know. So these are all the requests that you've made. And if you needed to look at the number of offers that are coming in, we have the number of offers here. We have when you need it, things like that. Also, you can see you can click the View Details button, and then that gives you a pop-up or another page of all the details that you submitted and the status of what's going on, and I'll give you that here shortly. So you can see right here on this page, this is that View Details page. It has your notes, it has the offers that are coming in, the details. You can look at each one of the details of the offers that are coming in. Gives you an estimate. You get this via your email as well, but if you forget or you just want to look in one location, we have that here. If you like one of the offers from the number of companies that you've gotten, this just shows 2 companies, but as we go global, you could get hundreds of really good offers and have the ability to select the best value. And then once you like one, you can go ahead and say, yeah, I like that offer, I'd like to accept it. A pop-up comes up. You acknowledge that you're good with that offer. And then we notify the carrier, hey, congratulations, you've been selected. So pretty straightforward. It's a one-stop shop for shippers to compare rates from a number of forwarders. One important thing to note there is that the shipper can see the carriers cannot see the shippers. So they just know that somebody wants a rate request and they're gonna make their best offer. And we're going to be adding some feedback information in there to kind of help with the shipper's ability to select, the best, good feedback folks, and carriers. We're going to be asking you to rate our shippers as well. For those shippers that, just want rates all the time but never pick anybody, we're going to have, or are difficult to work with, we're going to have a feedback mechanism coming in too. So we're looking to expand on this quite a bit, and really with the overall objective, making it quite simple and easy for both parties to grow their business, essentially. So I'm going to get into the booking part here in just a moment, but I wanted to show you, once you've selected a company, the booking information here is available. You can go ahead and click that booking detail, and it will come up with the details of that booking confirmation. So you're going to get this via email as well. So you have, the same thing that the shipper or the carrier has. Everybody has the same booking confirmation, and sorry, I got a question here. Let's see. Please add a section to ask questions for clarification. A shipment before a carrier gives a rate. Okay, so we'll get to that here at the end. Hopefully I can address that. Sorry for the pause. And then here's what the carrier dashboard looks like. Very similar to the shipper dashboard. Let's see. So, you still the same thing. You got, hey, there's a number of rate requests coming in. Here's a number of actions that we're asking the carrier to do. And the same thing with the connect. And then the carrier's dashboard rate request looks a little bit different because they have a number of different workflows that they have. So they have the available list here at the top left, any offers that the carrier has submitted, who the rates that they've been selected, and then finally those ones that they haven't been selected. And then they can go ahead and look at the details of each one of the rate requests are coming in. And then they can go ahead and make an offer here by clicking the green button. And once they're good with that, then they go to a much more detailed offer screen. And I'm going to show you the ability to itemize, but if you wanted to go ahead and do an all-in kind of thing, you can totally do that. So you can do one price, or you can itemize your price depending on what your needs are, as well as add your terms and conditions and select the currency that you want this request to be done in. So if you want it in pesos or whatever, you can go ahead and do that. But by default, it's US dollars. And then once that happens, we go ahead and notify the shipper, hey, you got a request and here's the estimate. One important thing too is you can go ahead and modify your offer later as long as the shipper hasn't accepted it. And you do that by, there's a top right-hand trash can button here. You can obviously view the details of the offer that you made, and then if you needed to change it for whatever reason, you can go ahead and click that, and that will cancel your offer, and then you can either add a new offer or you just decided you didn't want to do it. So we give a lot of freedom on that once you've done that. And then once you've been selected and the shippers likes your rate, we're going to ask you to add some basic booking information so that the shipper knows what to do next. And, the one thing here is, and you'll see it coming in, this will be a little bit different for trucking because they're not going to have container numbers, things like that, or warehousing. But fundamentally, we still require some booking information that's necessary, some route information if you're an ocean freight trucking or air, for example. If you're warehousing, you don't need to do rate. But anyway, we give a lot of flexibility in the booking information. And once that's complete, we go ahead and we send that off to both parties. And once again, this is sent via email, and it's also available on the portal at any time. So we're hoping that our carriers are keeping this as current as possible. And then this can also be updated automatically through your system through our API as well. So you don't really have to do this if you integrate. And then that finally brings us to the last part of the quick overview, which is a cloud interface, which I've talked about. We have a pretty robust interface. If you have an IT department, they can integrate you, or if you need help from us to do that, we'll happily do that for free. Just let us, myself or Nehal know, and we'll work with you to get your system integrated. It's totally secure. There's no issues. We don't share your rates with anybody other than the shipper that asked for it. So you control all of this. It's just kind of like an application that sits on your system that communicates with our system when the rates are coming in. Pretty straightforward, pretty easy. Okay, with that being said, I got a couple videos I wanted to show you, just kind of show you how simple it is to request and accept a rate from a shipper. And then the next one is from the carrier's perspective. So I'm going to go ahead and show you this. So it's pretty standard. Go ahead after you've registered, you go ahead and log in with your login information. Some of you may already been doing this, so you're familiar with it. You can go ahead and select a new rate request, and this is just quick form to show you what's required. So just select your origin and destination that you want, and as much information as possible to get the best estimate from our carrier. So this is really on the shipper to give as much information as they can so that we can get the best estimate from our carriers. So once this is done, I'm going to show you the Incoterms. Select the Incoterms that you would like from a shipper, and then we go ahead and we start notifying our network of freight forwarders. And pretty much that's it from a shipper. So it's pretty straightforward. we're going to show you here just a minute, that request is in our system, for example. So there's no offers yet. Once you come in, you'll start seeing these offers start to show up here in just a moment. So now you can see we have 2 offers. And then you can go ahead and start seeing, start looking at those that you want. So you may want to wait a little bit to let these offers come in. It can take, depending on how tightly integrated the carriers are with our system, if they're doing it manually, it could take up to 24 hours for them to respond to you. Or for those carriers that have integrated with our system, it can be, like 5 seconds. So give it a little bit of time. You might find that, there's a really good offer there that you like. But this just shows you an overview of what the sort of the estimate looks like. This one, for example, has some terms and conditions on it. It has itemized costs, things like that. So we went ahead and refreshed it, and you can see there's a third one that came in, and hey, we are going to take a look at that one, see if we like it. The prices are a little bit different. Really, we're looking at these being the best value. Maybe price isn't always the most important. You know that company provides really good service. And if you like that, you go ahead and accept. And then we go ahead and we notify the carrier, hey, congratulations, you've been selected. Here's the shipper's information, start working with them. And then you can always come back and look at what was agreed to and whatnot. We don't have any booking information in the beginning, particularly when the carrier's just been notified. But these will start to get updated as soon as the carrier has notified. And that's pretty much it. It's pretty straightforward. So, it's much easier than what you're doing today, calling, waiting, whatever. You can be getting rate requests almost in real time. So really great opportunity for shippers to fulfill their needs rather quickly. Okay, and then the next one I wanted to show how a carrier can make an offer. So very similar kind of process. You'll log in. Hey, I got an email or notification. I'm going to log in. You can see here that there's a number of rate requests available, and you can see the details. If they put any comments or whatever, it would all be in this section here on the bottom left-hand side. And yeah, you like it, I'm going to make an offer on it. And then I'm going to show you, how you can add a bunch of you can itemize your costs or fees as you need to. This video is a little bit old. You can add multiple at one time now. But essentially, we give you a lot of flexibility to either do a one price or itemize as needed. And you can see, you can add whatever you want in there. It's completely tailorable. Also, you can put your T's and C's in there, and then you agree and submit the offer. And then we go ahead and we notify the carrier, hey, you got an offer from company whatever. Let us know if you want it. And they'll log back in, and as you saw in the last video, they can see which companies they have made an offer and select the best one for them. So up to this point, there is no cost from either the shipper or the carrier. Again, only when the carrier is selected does the LCLxchange charge a small fee. And all that information is on our website, so I encourage everybody to take a look at that. So that's that. And then I'm going to show you, once you've been selected, how you update your booking details, as I showed in that previous screen. So you log in again. Clearly, if you have a bunch of things, you don't need to be logging in a bunch of times, but this just shows you kind of it. And then you can see there's a number of tasks on your homepage that says, hey, please complete you've been selected, please complete this information. This one happens to be ocean freight, so you can go ahead and select the container type, put the container number in there, any additional details about it, like if it's a reefer or an open top, whatever, and then check the routing details. Sometimes maybe The port might have changed that you're either departing from or arriving from. Just depends on, you know, what your offer is. And then add all that information that you need to notify the shipper about so that they can help you facilitate that transaction a lot faster. Also, you know, this thing here is, we're very time zone sensitive. So, you know, if you're, as we're a global type company, you know, time zone is very important for, you know, these things. And you can set this in your profile so it comes up the same every time. But these are given, you know, as we're trying to get as accurate as time as possible so that we can reduce inefficiencies in the system. Put the vessel and voyage number and whatever. And then you can put in, you know, the booking number that was generated and, you know, any additional information like, you know, where the container yard receipt location is, where you want it delivered, you know, all of those things that are pretty standard. So, and again, all of this can be done through our API. So you don't actually have to do that. You don't have to have a person that does this. We just need to integrate with your existing system and we can easily do that. So once again, you know, give us a shout and we'll happily work with you to do that. But it's pretty straightforward. And once that's done, you can always come in and update any information. If you have to roll the shipment for any reason or anything like that, you know, we encourage you to come in and update the booking. And this sort of shows you what it looks like after it's generated. And then we're going to notify the both parties of any changes of this booking. So pretty good way to facilitate it. And that's pretty much it. It's pretty simple. After that, you're both working together doing what you do today. Lclxchange is no longer really part of this process right now. So, you know, once again, you know, make it easier for the shippers to find rates and make it easier on the cheaper and easier for the carriers to generate more sales. Okay, so this is the last chart before we get into, we have a couple of questions I wanted to touch on before we close. But, you know, in summary, this is really a growing competitive industry that everybody knows. And, you know, we want this global partnership, and there are really a lot of benefits for everybody to partner with us. And we showed you how simple it is to use our portal and really access to those rates. And finally, you know, our shippers and our co-loaders, you know, you can really, if you use our system, we're going to work to get you the best rates we can from our network of forwarders. And we're hoping that this saves you a lot of stress and time and shopping for those best rates. And for our carriers and our master consolidators, you know, this can really help you grow your trade lanes. So I showed you that there's a lot of flexibility here that allows you to tailor your services as needed. And, you know, we're helping you can start, you know, if you're a small company, you can grow big. If you're a big company, you can get in there and attack the whole world if you want. And this is really a good way to generate more profit. Also, you know, because we're an online tool, you know, it can help reduce your overhead with chasing sales leads. You know, these leads are going to be coming to you as a carrier now. You know, they're dropping in your inbox. Hey, I need a quote. I need a quote. And finally, you know, if you wanted to partner with us and use automation to respond to these rate requests, you don't need to have a person do it. Your system just does it automatically. So technology can really help both parties here really accelerate that global supply interaction that's happening. And, you know, we're going to hopefully together generate a lot more LCL business and reduce our overall costs and just overall, you know, increase our bottom line. So with that being said, this is the last chart before I get into a couple of questions. You know, if you haven't talked to us too much recently, you know, please reach out to us. And I really wanted to stress something really important. We are getting a decent amount of interest from the web right now. You know, we get like 10 to 20 requests a week from companies looking for rates. And, you know, a lot of these right now are air freight, and we're getting a splattering of trucking. The other day we got a pretty good warehousing one. I think it was like 32 full container loads. They were looking for equivalent container loads. So we're getting a lot of interest. We're getting more. And carriers, you know, we need your help responding to these. These are missed opportunities for all parties, and let us know how we can help. So with that being said, I wanted to thank everybody for taking the time. It ran a couple minutes longer than I expected, but I think we can really help everybody here, and I wanted to end that part. And then open it up to the Q&A part. So I've got a couple questions here. Let's see. So let's see. How can the shipper check the carrier's reputation to make them choose? So we are in the middle of adding that feedback mechanism in our site. We're going to have that 5-star showing here, kind of like a reviews of each one. So we're also going to have the shipper be reviewed and the carrier be reviewed. So we really want to have good quality forwarders and good quality shippers working together to facilitate that. So that will be coming in real quick here. The question we got yesterday from Ali was a really good one. We will add here, Ali, give me about 3 to 4 weeks to add this, but we'll add a capability to allow carriers to ask those shippers any kind of questions that was maybe missed out on the original request. So we'll create a mechanism for, so we'll add that mechanism in here rather quickly. We already have it. We already have the infrastructure to do it. I just have to do a little bit of tweaking, and then we'll have that out here for you shortly. Let's see. I've got another couple. Let's see. So Martin, so Martin asked, can we have a live chat with video in case of concerns or questions? I'm not exactly sure what you would like to do. If you would like me to unmute you so that you can ask questions to the group, I'd be happy to do that. Is that what you're looking for? What happened? Oh, I don't know what happened here. So a couple other ones. So the customer details, are my customer details handled safely and confidentially? Yes, they are. As I mentioned before, we're secure. Everything that we use is secure. We have SSL. We encrypt the passwords. We use PayPal for fees. We do not want to have any things like that. Hey, Martin, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, sir. Go for it.
No, I'm just wondering if there's a possibility to have a live video chat instead of just sending it like an SMS message.
Oh, yes. Yeah. So we plan to do that. That's a little bit complex. But one of the things we talked about was adding the ability to make appointments online and schedule kind of like what we're doing here with Zoom. Is that what you're talking about? So that you can get kind of like that face-to-face thing?
Yeah,
absolutely, totally possible, especially as we get into our mobile app, which is coming here shortly. It is on our roadmap of technology. We have a couple other things where we think are more important right now, but definitely we're looking to do that.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. Is there any other questions? Okay, so Ali, so we charge a pretty much a straight flat rate. So right now it is $2 per CBM. or $2 per 1,000 kilograms of weight if you get selected. It is completely free again for a shipper to make rate requests, and completely free for you to make an offer. Only the carrier who is selected pays. So, okay. Any other questions from anyone? Okay, so I want to thank everybody again for their time, and I'll pause here for just a moment in case there's any more. Oh yeah, here's another one. How do we vet the shipper? So, because we're global, we're going to be relying on you, the carrier, to help us with that feedback. As we get into factoring and things like that, there will be a lot of vetting, financial vetting and things like that, so we'll know that. But right now it is, really kind of on everybody to vet each other, if you will, and don't take that the wrong way. So for example, I wanted to ease everybody's mind that we have the option to refund the fee you charge. So say a shipper selects you and then the booking doesn't really happen or something changed or whatever. If you can provide us documentation of that, we will refund the fee that we charge. So there's really no risk to you. Just let us know. We'll have that. We have a little bit already in the tool, but we're going to bring that in a lot more. So it can be, show me the cancellation. We'll clear that charge. So no risk to you at all. So yes, so the carrier and the shipper can be the same company right now because they're so similar. I'm sorry. So right now, the carrier and shipper can be the same company. You just need to have two different email addresses. We've talked about making it one account. I think with our new dashboard that we're in the design, it will really kind of simplify that and allow that to happen. But right now, you just need to have two email addresses, one for the shipper, one for the carrier, and you can vote both. And then as far as the insurance coverage, we have zero liability on this. I mean, really, it's really between the shipper and the carrier. We are just basically a matching service for the best rates. So, you're the one, you as the carrier are the one that is responsible for handling the cargo and the terms and all of those things. So it would still be on you to do your business the way you're doing it today. Let's see.
We have a couple of questions in Q&A section as well.
Yeah, so Martin, right now we don't have a limit on the members of per country. We could do that later, but right now we're looking to grow. It's definitely interesting to us, and we would like to talk to you about that a little bit more if you'd like. And then also, how do we screen these members in the network? So Nehal is fantastic at doing this. We don't want just the average startup kind of coming in here. We're looking for more mature companies. So when they come in, we're doing our little bit of homework on them. And it's just like any other business. You have good members and you have bad members. So we're hoping with your feedback we can vet these a lot better. If we start seeing a lot of flaky kind of transactions happen, we'll reach out to either the shipper or the carrier and try to figure out what's going on and make sure that we're all healthy here and that we have a really good, reputable base of both the carrier and the shipper. Okay.
Do any of the members, want to repeat any slide, need more explanation for any specific slide? Please go ahead.
Which slides?
I mean, if any of the members need more details on any specific slide, they can, ask more questions.
Yes, please do. And I want to point out too, so we're going to post this on our YouTube page. And then if you're interested, we'll happily send out this presentation for your consumption. I'll have Nehal do that in the next day or so. Again, feel free to reach out to us. We're here to help you onboard. I know that everybody's technical level is a little bit different. So, we're here to help. We're at your disposal. Just reach out to us and let us know what you need, and we'll be on it. Okay, with that.
We have one more question, Neil from Ali.
Oh, you do? Oh, let's see here. Where's the chat go? There we go. What are the, oh yeah, so right now we're tracking, so give you a quick overview of our hits, if you will, on our website. So right now, for those that know or don't know, if you go to Google, there's about 7,000 searches on the internet right now for freight forwarding type things. And it kind of varies, but essentially that's the overall thing. Right now we're tracking about 2,000 unique users a month and about 30,000 hits. So what does that mean? That means multiple users are coming back, but we have about 1,800 to 2,000, it varies depending on the month, of unique IP addresses coming into our system. So not too bad. And we're growing. We spent a lot of time on our search engine optimization. We spent a lot of time, really reaching out to folks to get them engaged here, and it is paying off. But I will say, this is a new concept. There are similar ones for the full container load, but it's new. And we are growing, I would say almost like 10% every month in our users coming in. So how long an inquiry will be the portal till they are removed? Okay, so right now we have 5 days past the requested arrival date. It's in the system. And that gives us a lot of flexibility to, the dates aren't going to be exact, right? The folks that are coming in are saying, hey, I kind of need it around this date. And depending on what the availability of the ship or the airplane or whatever the transport mechanism is, really kind of drives that. So as you're selected and those things are coming in, we would encourage you to, like you're doing today, update the shipper on the terms of the shipment and make any modifications in the booking confirmation. So again, after 5 days, if nothing happens, they go away. Hopefully that answered the question. Okay. Any others? Let's see. Okay. So again, I want to thank everybody. Really good questions, great interaction. Please, reach out to us. We're here to grow. We're looking forward to working with everybody. And like I said, we will send the PowerPoint presentation out shortly in the next day or two. Feel free to reach out and ask any further questions or concerns. With that, I'm going to sign off, and I want to tell everybody have a good day, and please be safe. Thank you.